Let's move on to the fan favorite portion of the show. This week in history, trivia style. I don't know what's with their hands today. Man, that music is awesome. I am so good at telling a computer what I want it to do. So good. Here we go. 7 questions set to medium difficulty. I know. I saw your post. Please set them to easy so we can feel better. No, not everybody gets a trophy, James. Not everybody gets a trophy. You have to. If you're not getting 7 for 7, you know what? Try harder. Try harder. In 1872. Wait. What are the comments over there? What are you saying? We were up late watching. Oh yeah. Well, we slept in and watched it first thing this morning. Do stay off of social media when you have that plan, and don't talk to any of your friends who might be into Formula One, because they will ruin it for you. But it was a great race. The 2026 Ferrari F1, yes, the Ferrari won season has begun. And Mercedes is in the lead with the Constructors' Championship, followed a close second by Ferrari. All right. I was hoping others would join in. You know, the enlisted. Huh? Anyway, I don't know why you were surprised that people like me, okay? Oh, you must have been on your best behavior. No, people genuinely like me, man. But not the bots. Okay, let's stop looking at your comments. I'll check them out after the show. Let's get to the fan favorite portion of the show, This Week in History, trivia style. Who does this? Anyway, question number 1. In 1872, what became the first national park? Son of a biscuit. Okay, hold on. That's could be on me. No, it's not on me. It's not on me. It is on me. I don't know. You know, there are some times. All right. I'm just going to do them. If you know them, good for you. Okay? If you know the answers because I've asked these questions before, thank you for paying attention. I am not going to do well because anger has a way of blocking my neurons from firing in the right direction. In 1872, what became the first national park in the United States on March the 1st? Was it Yosemite, Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, or Glacier? And I assume they mean Glacier National Park. I assume that's what they mean. In 1872, what became the first national park in the United States on March the 1st? Was it Yosemite, Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, or Glacier National Forest? That'd be funny, wouldn't it? James, he pops in with Yellowstone. And Jessica goes with the Grand Canyon. I believe it was Yosemite. Teddy Roosevelt was a strange dude, so he goes there with a chef, and they explore Yosemite. He's like, I want to protect this place, or however he talked. I don't think there's any audio recordings back in 1872. Came back and he signed it into law. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. Now, this is one everybody should know. On March the 2nd, 1962, which NBA player scored 100 points in a single game? To this day, he still holds the record. What NBA player scored 100 points in a game on March the 2nd, 1962? La 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 la. Was it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Extra points if you can remember his real name. Huh? Was it Michael Jordan on March the 2nd, 1962? Yeah, he was a baby. How about Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain or Bill Russell, who was a very good basketball player. These are your options: Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, or Bill Russell. I see James has chopped in there with Wilt the Stilt. I am changing because AI keeps hitting Grand Canyon. You are wrong. James calls him Chamberlain Pimp. He wasn't a pimp. He just he got, according to him, he got lucky with a whole lot of ladies. That's what he says. Waiting on Jessica's answer. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, or Bill Russell. She is taking her sweet time, and I know I can. Oh, she is also. We're all in agreement. It was Wilt the Stilt. Not only did he sleep with 10,000 women, but he scored 100 points in an NBA game, maintaining the record until this day. Question number 3. On March the 3rd, 1931, the United States officially adopted what song as its national anthem? This is like a citizenship test. If you need the multiple choice options to get this right, you're a communist. If you don't know the answer to this question, you should be expunged. Go back to nature of origin, wherever you came from. You either know this or you don't know it, and I'm not giving you the multiple choices. Well, I will, because they're funny. On March the 3rd, 1931, the United States officially adopted what song as the national anthem? Bonus points. Who wrote the song? Bonus points. Where did he write the song? Sorry. Allergies. That's what she's telling me. What was Kareem's real name? I'm giving you extra points if you can remember his real name. The Star-Spangled Banner is an answer that I have. Jose Canjusi, that's funny. And Jessica also popped in with Star-Spangled Banner. Francis Scott Key, Fort McHenry. Yes, there we go. Fort McHenry, right off the coast of Baltimore. And no one gets expunged. Good job, everybody. We all got question number 3 correct, we assume. What if AI comes back and says we're wrong? Here are the other options. America the Beautiful, which we just stole from the British. My Country, 'Tis of Thee. No one says 'tis or thee. And a Yankee Doodle, which, I mean, if it's Mickey Rooney singing it, I feel like it should be, but only if he was singing it. Question number 4. What U.S. president delivered his first inauguration during the Great Depression on March 4th, 1933? Which U.S. president delivered his first inauguration during the Great Depression on March 4th, 1933? Well, if it's his first inauguration, that's safe to assume he probably had more than one. And generally, we know the people who stuck around for more than 4 years more than we know the others. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Herbert Hoover? Was it Harry Truman? Was it Franklin Delano Roosevelt? Or was it Dwight David Eisenhower? Those are your options. Hoover, Truman, Roosevelt, Eisenhower. If you know anything about your presidents, you could probably eliminate 3 of them right away. Two of them you can definitely delete right away. And then the other 2, maybe could be, because, you know. I see James has answered with Roosevelt. Francis Scott Key was, yep, you got in there. Jessica's going to go with Roosevelt. You know what? I'm going to go with Roosevelt too. All right, Eisenhower, nope, way too early. Truman was after Roosevelt, so that couldn't happen. So it was down between Hoover and Roosevelt. Now, Hoover did do the big projects that helped pull us out of the Great Depression. Oh, I don't know, man. Maybe I should change my answer to help differentiate me from you two. But I don't know if Hoover was elected more than once. I don't know my presidents as well as I should. I'm a bad American. I should be expunged. I see some comments. Look at them. And led us through the Great Depression and did a Tennessee Valley Authority, work programs, etc. I'm changing my answer. I'm going to go with Hoover. I don't know what the answer is yet. I'm allowed to change my answer. I did. And you two have gone with Franklin Delano Roosevelt, which is also highly probable. I just think mine is the better answer. What major pre-Revolutionary War event occurred in Boston on March 5th, 1770? What major pre-Revolutionary War event occurred in Boston on March 5th, 1770? I think we know the answer, don't we? Was it the Boston Tea Party? Was it the Boston Massacre? Was it the Stamp Act riots or the Lexington Alarm? What major pre-Revolutionary War event occurred in Boston on March 5th, 1770? The Boston Tea Party, the Boston Massacre, the Stamp Act riots, which I think was just the Boston Tea Party, right? Weren't those two synonymous with one another? Jessica pops in with a Tea Party. James is trying to change his answer to Hoover. Well, he's going to have to get an asterisk next to that. I could change my answers. I'm the host, and I have to look at your answers. You make an answer, you've committed to the answer. And James is going to go with the Boston Massacre, which is definitely an event that was a pre-Revolutionary War, I believe. No, I think that was post. I think that was actually during. Question number 6. What famous battle of the Texas Revolution ended on March 6th, 1836? Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. Was it the Battle of San Jacinto, the Battle of Gonzales, the Battle of the Alamo, or the Battle of Goliad? There it is. You got Battle ofs, 4 options. San Jacinto, Gonzales, Los Alamos, Goliad. What famous battle of the Texas Revolution ended on March the 6th, 1836? La, 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 la. What? It helped start the Revolutionary War, he exclamation points me. Okay. Good for you, man. If you get it right, I'm happy for you. James pops in with Jacinto as his answer. Jessica says Los Alamos, to which I agree it is the Alamo. I believe the Battle of the Alamo ended, and I kind of gave you a clue, not the way you think, or spoiler alert, it didn't have a happy ending. Yeah, it didn't have a happy ending because we lost that one, which is why we remember it. On March the 7th, 1876, what invention was patented by Alexander Graham Bell? What event did Alexander Graham Bell patent on March the 7th, 1876? He did invent other things, so it is possible you could choose the wrong thing. But I think if I gave you the options, well, if it was last week's answer, then you should know it. Retain the knowledge, James. Was it, here are your multiple choice options. Was it the telegraph repeater, a radio transmitter, the telephone, or the phonograph? How about that? Hey, we all think about the telephone like, Watson, come here, I want to speak to you, or whatever, right? But what if it was actually him with the old school phonograph, and he's reeling it, and it's on a record, and it's playing through the giant earpiece that comes out of it? Watson, come over. I think we all know Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. But if you have a different answer, Marconi was the radio. Yes. But somebody else took credit for the radio. That was all 7 questions. I can also generate. Would you rather? No. We type answers, please. And we find out how we did. I'm looking over here. Marconi, it's the Alamo. Phone, radio. All right. I've seen all of your comments. Now, let's find out what the answers. I hit the button. Answers, please. Why is it not doing the thing it's supposed to do? Why am I sneezing, sniffling, stuffing head fever just so you can rest medicine? I'm so sorry. Here we go. Question number 1. Retain this information in case these same questions come up again next week. And me and AI are going to have a discussion afterwards. But unlike normal, this time AI gives me the answer and some text to go along with it. So the first answer, I got wrong. And Jessica got wrong. And James may have gotten correct. Yellowstone was the first national park in the United States and the world. Wilt Chamberlain was the one who scored 100 points. He did it in Philadelphia. What team did he play for? If you're thinking Sixers, wrong. So wrong. Of course, we all know that Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner of Fort McHenry, but it wasn't until March 3rd, 1931 that it became our national anthem. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, elected 4 times. He started on March the 4th, 1933, in the depths of the Great Depression. I don't know where Hoover falls out in that. Maybe he was pre-Roosevelt and started the processes of fixing things, and then Roosevelt got elected because it was bad, and then took credit for all the things. James was correct. It was the Boston Massacre that occurred on March the 5th, 1770, when British soldiers shot and killed 5 colonists. You call that a massacre? James got this one wrong. It was not Jacinto. It was the Battle of the Alamo. It ended on March 6th, 1836, during the Tejas Revolution. And it was Alexander Graham Bell who invented the telephone. So there you go. That's all the things we do on every supplemental. We get together. We have a little fun. It's a great way to start your Sunday. We yell at James a little bit, and we praise Jessica as much as we can. I have no idea what the General's question mark is all about. I don't even know. And we do our questions of the week. We talk about a comedy, a community, or charity event, and we do your This Week in History. No, your National Days of the Week, This Week in History Trivia Style, and community, comedy, charity event. That's what we do. We do it every Sunday morning at 10:30. If you're not catching it live, you're missing out on the best. Because right now I have a lot of time to. No, it wasn't the Generals. It was not the Generals. Wrong again. He played basketball for the NBA in Philadelphia. Was the name of his team. He says the Generals? Question mark. Wrong is the answer. Yeah, join us every Sunday for the supplemental. It's fun, and I get more people to yell at other than just James. I'm not going to, you know what? You use an exclamation point where there should be a question mark. And if I really feel like you're yelling at me, and I don't have to take that from you, I'm not going to tell you the answer. I know the answer, and I'm not telling you. You got to find it on your own. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Brew sends her love, a new episode of The Lunsby Show, to be released shortly. For now, Lunsby.